All right, week 6 of term 3 is all over. That is the week of March 23rd through the 27th. Not a lot to talk about in these videos this term because most of what we're doing is just a continuation on stuff that we've learned from last term and things that aren't a continuation on that are important, and I can see their importance, but there's just not a lot to say about it that I haven't already said in some of my previous other videos. So, I'll just kind of get right into it. Monday's animal work. So, we have already been graded on the just animal portion of it. So now we're turning the animals into humans gradually. And this week she had us go from 100% animal to 75% animal, 25% human, and then 50% animal, 50% human. What she's having us do for that is we start out as the animal crawling on the ground, and then our legs, only our legs become human. So our top half is still animal crawling on the ground. And then for 50%, our torso becomes human. So we're upright, but we're moving like this. And then next week she says we're going to be doing 75% human, 25% animal, which would mean that just our hands and our face basically are the animal. And then eventually we'll be 100% human, but incorporating the animal features. So for example, with me, I am a Asian small-clawed otter. I would be really good at juggling, for example. Also, all of my movement would be very quick and kind of childlike. So we're adding that stuff into it. And I can definitely see how animal work can play an important role in creating a character, potentially. For example, if you had a character who was very maniacal, who was just against the world, just hated everybody and everything, a hyena might be a good animal to be. They fight everything that comes in their path, and they'll eat everything. So that might be a good animal to start out with, and maybe you'll get a laugh from that, like an actual physical character laugh. So if you were the Joker or something, you might start out with a hyena and get a hyena laugh, and then somehow manage to turn it into a human. So yeah, I can definitely see how animal work would do that. And then we had our second session with our Irish dialect coach, which was a little frustrating for me because I've been told throughout the production of the veil that we've been doing that my Irish has been fine. I haven't gotten really any notes on it except for the word father one time. And then I get into there and she has this laundry list of notes for me, which maybe I was just having an off day or something, or what the other two were telling me is not actually true and that I'm not speaking good Irish dialect. So I picked up the video of her first session since I missed it because I was sick, and started on it because September took a video of it. And I've been looking it over, and I've got some pretty good notes from it as well. So the I sound, like Ireland, becomes Oirland. The A sound is very similar to British, so it becomes ah. So instead of cat, you'd have cot. Your R's are very light, like party. Instead of party, party. No G's at the end of things, so like running would become runnin'. Strut becomes strut. The sound, the gorilla sound. Love, lucky. And then you have goose, which would be let's see, rum, and gus. I think that's correct. So yeah, I've been working on trying to incorporate that into my Irish for the veil. I don't care horribly about the Irish mark that I'm going to be getting because we haven't been studying the Irish mark for 3 terms now. We've only been studying it for this term. and it's been 2 one-hour sessions. What I am concerned about is making it sound authentic to people who are from Ireland or know the dialect really well. I want to make it sound nice. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. Keith was sick on Monday, so we didn't have anything in his class. What we have had the last few times has been mask work. And I can see, again, how the mask can play important roles in acting. He would give us a sort of scenario, and we would have to act it out with the mask on, so we would have no facial expressions. It would just be our body that's doing it. What this exercise has shown me is that both the body and the face have to be engaged in the moment in order for it to look authentic. If you have one that isn't working in the scene, neither will work. So what I mean by that, you can do entirely face acting as long as the body isn't really shown. So that would be good for film. You can do entirely body acting as long as the face isn't shown. That would be good with mask work on theater. But if you do just face acting and your body can be seen and it's not doing the same engagement as your face, it's not going to be authentic. People aren't going to believe it. Same goes for if you do just face work, or if you do, the same goes for if you do just body work, but your face isn't engaged. Your body can be incredibly engaged into a moment. If your face doesn't show it, it's not going to be authentic. People aren't going to believe it. And I've been looking for that in movies lately. You can really tell the people that are engaged in the moment in the show and who are not. So that's interesting. So we're down to our last 2 sessions with Roger, and then we have 1 session with Enrique. And so we're done with stage combat next term, which I think a lot of the people in the group are going to be happy about, but I personally am not. I like stage combat a lot. It's a lot of fun. Broadsword especially, because you really feel like you could take somebody's head off with that thing if you're not careful, which is kind of empowering, but at the same time humbling, if that makes sense. Tuesday, I had a very bad migraine, to the point where I had to lay in bed with just a sleep mask over my eyes all day, trying to get rid of the migraine. It sucked. But, oh well. We went into our Simon Dissertation Studies class, and he gave us another model of working on things that we could use. So this model was about studying through your own things, not studying text, but studying your interviews and watching theater and whatnot, and how we could use that in our project. And then Simon asked us at the end of it, like, what our next step is, like if we have our plan, our dissertation planned out at this point. My plan at this point is to just read a lot of text as much as I can, see a lot of shows, interview a lot of people. I have a questionnaire that I've given out to my classmates and read over that, and then determine different types of acting, different methods of acting, and which ones show up the most in acting and which ones people believe are the best, like the most believable. So that's what I'm looking into now. Once I've figured that out, I'm going to try and learn as best I can that method of acting, and then use it to present my story, my one-man show. So that should be fun. And then we went into acting class with Alex. And this week was very similar to last week, where we did a workshop of 2 scenes, where we spent the entire 3 hours on just 2 scenes, really working them through. And Alex managed to pull a very convincing performance out of both Emily and myself, something I couldn't have done without an outside director watching us. And that's the thing I think Alex's class has been missing, is the outside director telling us what to do. I don't mind directing my own stuff when I get to like film it and then go, okay, that's where that didn't work, I want to add something here. But trying to look at it from an outsider's perspective when I'm actually performing it internally is really difficult. Yeah, it's really great. I can't wait to see the final result of it in a couple of weeks. Then moving into the veil for the rest of the week, there's a lot of stressed out people in our group. Jared is massively stressed out, which he has good reason. He has a ton of lines, a bit more than I have actually. But even if I was in his position, I would still have the sunny disposition that I have right now, the very happy Zach that's going through this term, because I'm not letting these things stress me out anymore. He's really concerned about the number mark and also the feedback that he gets. I'm like, I'll look at the feedback and I will take it into myself and try and fix it for the future, but I'm not going to stress over the number, especially over that number. It's just a number. Is it passing? Yes. Is it passing with distinction? Maybe not. But it's passing. And that's what I came here to do, was to get the piece of paper that says that I have completed this program, and also to better myself, of course. But that piece of paper is the end-all be-all. It doesn't need to say distinction on there. I don't need that. As long as I get it, I'm happy. As long as I have bettered myself a little bit by the end of this program, I am happy. So stop stressing over a mark. There's other people that are stressing about it too, but Jared's the one that sticks out the most to me. The last class that I could talk about is Simon's Monologue class that I'm taking. I'm currently working on a piece from Waste, and this week I got to perform it a little bit. Simon kind of helped me push it along a little bit farther. Last time he had Robert hold me back while I'm trying to convince somebody, and then this week I found out that there's something that I have been doing that I need to not do. When I try and stress something, I apparently go internal with it, and I try and make it seem like I'm forcing it out of myself, whereas you need to do this right here, and not containing it, if that makes sense. That's what I got out of Simon's this week, and I'm trying to figure out where I have been doing that in the veil, because Aubrey mentioned that I've been doing it in the veil, and I need to not do it in the veil. So I got to figure out where that is and really focus on pushing out what I'm trying to get across. So that was my week. Thanks for watching this one. See ya next week.